Hey there, my name is Christine Cooper, and today I'm going to discuss some of the issues surrounding the predominance of unrealistic pornography in our Western culture. Many of us have avoided fully considering its impacts on how we view and interact with each other on a daily basis. My hope is that this presentation sheds some light on the importance of this matter. It doesn't take much delving into the porn world to realize that it is rife with objectification. The vast majority of popular pornography relies on a male point of view, which focuses on the importance of male pleasure and orgasm, placing women in the role of a submissive object. This type of pornography displays women enjoying sex acts that many average females don't actually like, and dismisses any priority of her true satisfaction. This tale of objectification misses out on the reality of the bedroom, intimacy. The American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers recognizes pornography as a major cause of divorce and relationship difficulties, breeding a concept of sexuality that fails to emphasize genuine, aware interaction, fueling our intimacy-ignorant culture of objectification and rape, typifying sexuality as lacking emphasis on mutual experience. Philip Zimbardo notes the negative impact of pornography on many male youth's ability to interact with females, causing them feelings of social inadequacy and fear of intimacy, which lead to further troubles in young life, such as being unable to maintain healthy relationships and extend even further into sexual development in adult life. The results of pornography's damaging effects can be seen in John Fubert's study in the Sexual Addiction and Compulsivity Journal, linking the influence of porn to college men's willingness to ignore, promote, or partake in non-consensual sexual acts. According to the study, men who watch pornography have a significant increase in intent to rape and are less likely to intervene as a bystander. So why is there such a reliance on pornography for information in our culture? The overwhelming majority of funding for sex education in schools goes towards abstinence-only education, which fails to address the practical application of sexual ethics under the false pretense that our youth will remain sexually inactive until marriage. With the highest rate of teen pregnancies of any industrialized nation, this is clearly not the case. As revealed by Claire Bale for writing for Rutledge's Sex Education Journal, lack of proper sex education in Western society fuels this culture of pornography by structuring curricula in a manner which promotes the view of sexuality as shameful and private, rather than natural and intersubjective. Talks of consent, respect, and shared intimacy are left out of our classroom discussions. From sex ed in school to sex ed in the household, young people are left to fend for themselves for information about sex. According to a study by Marshall Smith, writing for the Sexuality Research and Social Policy Journal, young men are increasingly relying on misleading internet pornography to learn about sex. So what happens when a lack of proper education enables the idealization of sex as the objectification of women? Not only do many men consequently have difficulty desiring a sexual experience of mutual pleasure, but don't see as much need for sex to be based on mutual consent. This creates a culture which establishes rape as normative and acceptable behavior, as seen in Fubert's study. It's no wonder our youth look to pornography for information. Sexuality is glorified by our media, but our education system shames it and stifles any constructive discussion about it. According to Martha Nussbaum's capabilities approach, the ability for all peoples to have well-being is necessary to achieve justice. One of these capabilities, namely bodily integrity, is blatantly denied with the proliferation of pornography and the resulting precedence of our culture of rape. As Martin Luther King states, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. The injustice produced by the popularization of pornography, as the lack of respect for ourselves and our fellow human beings, is therefore something which needs to be considered and dealt with. We must take accountability for these injustices. If we are to be good global citizens, we must be more aware of how the objectifying views encouraged by our current consumption of pornography deter respect among people and consequently breed injustice. So if the monetarily fruitful pornography industry continues to supply according to popular demand, what can be done to reverse the damage and avoid it further? Cindy Gallup expresses the need for individuals to share their knowledge of real-world sexually intimate experiences through blogging and videotaping. By providing personal testimony, she believes we can begin to reverse the sexualization of objectification to the sexualization of mutually enjoyed, shared subjective experience. Her website, Make Love Not Porn, provides a continuously growing hub of sexual knowledge that can be accessed by anyone. But the spread of information doesn't have to solely reside in the goings-on of the internet. Talking with each other about sex and encouraging our friends who are parents to educate their children about sex can also help us make our way towards more people looking to each other rather than pornography for knowledge. On an institutional level, there is also much work to be done. Remember what your sex ed class was like? Yeah, I hardly do either. I do give credit to the public school system for encouraging kids to feel that abstinence is a healthy choice. However, public schools would be doing our youth an immense amount of good if they were to provide an open forum for discussion of sex on a wide range of subjects. Thailand's Teen Path program provides an excellent example of a progressive sex education system. The program teaches kids weekly, starting at the age 12, up until their high school graduation, about how to deal with sexual development in real-life situations, and encourages students to be aware of their desires and how to appropriately and respectfully respond to them. If we were to follow this example, we would allow our youth to think critically about sex and question the legitimacy of sexuality as portrayed by pornography in the media. Instead, our sex education programs cover the bare minimum under the assumption that young people will choose abstinence. And so, our youth remain unprepared to deal with sexual interactions. While changes might take much time and difficulty to implement on both a personal and institutional level, clearly something has to be done. With the incidence of rape climbing to a quarter of women, this problem cannot go unobserved. If we continue to idealize non-consent and lack of mutual enjoyment, there will be nothing to stop the increasing normativity of rape and lack of bodily integrity in Western society. Rather than relying on sex education which fails to impart a holistic understanding of sexuality, school systems should redevelop their curriculum to include an open forum for discussion concerning the process and practice of sexual development over a lifetime. In addition, as individuals, we must encourage each other to feel safe talking about sexually related issues such as consent, intimacy, coercion, boundaries, and the like. If our primary source of sex information comes from informed discussion and proper schooling, rather than from harmful misinformation provided by pornography and abstinence-only programs, we can begin to reverse the damage of our culture of objectification and make the move towards justice. Thank you for listening.